Hello everybody, my name is Jai and welcome to the T-Class review. So this is the model that you guys wanted to see, which is the VR T-Class. So that's what we're going to do right now. So first of all, just want to let you know, well, obviously find out where this T-Class is from. This one is from Powerline, and this engine cost me around $380, which when you think about it is quite expensive, but these days T-Classes are quite expensive. But there's a reason in a way why this particular T-Class is quite expensive, and if we look on the side here, you'll know why. So here is the product code. If you want to get this logo, it is PT31383 T-Class Series 3 Low Nose T4 VR T383 DCC Sound Ready. So you heard that right. As you'll see when we open the box, there's actually a chip inside this locomotive. This is actually the first locomotive that I've actually had that has already got a chip. It's not inside the loco, but it's just inside with the packaging. So without further ado, let's open the box and we'll see what we get. Okay, so let's take off the plastic sheeting. Let's open the box and see what we get inside. So as you can see, the first thing we agreed with is actually a chip. So this is actually a DCC sound chip, if I'm not mistaken. So this came with the model. So I guess I can kind of understand why it is a bit expensive, considering that you get a chip with it. However, obviously, as you guys know, I don't have DCC, so this chip at the moment is quite useless. But I can guarantee you, as soon as I do get a DCC layout, which will hopefully be soon, we will be able to run a chip. So anyway, the next thing that we'll look at is, of course, the instructions. First thing we'll look at the diagram, which is obviously all the parts. Hopefully you guys can see all that. Over here we've got probably a brief history and just some instructions of how to use the model. However, though, I will give some brief history of this particular T-Class, so stay tuned for that. So that's just some gumph, or whatever you want to call it. So here's the next instructions, which is just the Powerline registration card. So if I had a problem with the model, which hopefully nothing bad should happen with the model. Okay, so that's all the instructions, and here it is. T383. And yes, it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So you got the front, then you got the back. Yeah. So let me move all of this random stuff out the way, and let's open and see what this T-Class has to offer. Okay, here she is. So first looking, it actually looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I actually do really like this already. As you can probably tell, this is the first T-Class I have in VR, which is quite cool, isn't it? Unfortunately, there is already a bit of, not damage, but a handrail is loose a little bit, but not to the point where it needs to be fixed. I'll just have to be careful with it. However, though, I don't see any other damage on it, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, I've got to admit, I do love the front. The back looks pretty cool as well. So yeah, looking at the model, it does look very nice. So let's take it to the not so bad looking backdrop, and we'll have a little bit of a closer look at this model. But first, some brief history. So here's some history for you then with the third series T-Class. They were first introduced in 1964, where 46 of the third series were put in service between 1964 and 1968. So the T-Class that we are looking at, T383, was put in service on Thursday the 15th of October in 1964. Unfortunately, that is all the history I've got for the T-Class, or at least for the third series for you. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't find out any more history about it, so let me know in the comments if you actually know what's any more information about the T-Class, and also if T383 is actually still alive or not, because I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's have a look at the logo. Alright, so here is the T-Class. As you can see, it does look pretty nice, doesn't it? The paintwork on it is very crisp. All the detail, like such as the handrails and the all the separate parts, look very stunning, don't they? However, the one criticism that I can give it though is, of course, that dodgy handrail. Unfortunately, that was a bit loose in the packaging, but to be honest, I'm not that upset about that. It's just a bit of a bummer that had to happen, but it's not the end of the world, isn't it? In fact, I'm not even going to touch it. But anyway, other details, of course, you got is like the cab. Unfortunately, there is no people inside of it, which is a bit of a bummer. Also, just above the number board, you can see this little logo here. I'm not sure what it's meant to represent. Obviously, I can't read it from that far away, or small, so that's all well. Maybe I'll be able to tell after when this is uploaded. Also on the paintwork, you got a very nice crisp paint of the VR logo, which I've got to admit I really do like. You've also got detail on the roof, of course, like the horns, and also the side rail on the sides of the locomotive do look very well. They are separately fitted, obviously, as you can see, so that's a good little touch. And also the number boards also look pretty good, don't they? They look reasonably well, especially with the T383 there. Looks very nice. Same with the handrails on the front and back. They obviously are separately fitted, which is obviously good. Also, the stairs on the front and the back do look very nice, as you can see. There are the stairs, which do look reasonably good. As you will probably see on most T-Classes, there are a couple little things or moving pieces that you can actually move on the model. And these are the little pieces here. As you can see, I'm pretty sure these are like, in real life these would be like the coupling chains, like to disconnect the couplers, so that's cool. Obviously you got one on the front and the back. And so looking more down into the underbody or the frame area, obviously you can see the bogies. They do look reasonably fine with the detail. I mean, not the best, mostly just seems to be moulded on, which at the end of the day I guess is kind of fine. However, though, it is a bit of money considering that they are only moulded on, but obviously I could be complaining too much. You've also got the fuel tank, which does look pretty alright, doesn't it? So the next thing we'll look at quickly is the front of the cab. As you can see, unfortunately we don't have any drivers in there, but I guess that's kind of alright. Window wipers do look pretty good. As you can see, we've got little windows on the side of the or mirrors, I should say, mirrors on the side of the windows of the cab. They look pretty alright. So yes, I got to admit, it's a very nice looking model. So anyway, without further ado, let's put this train on the track and see how she runs. Okay, here is T383 for you on the track, ready to go. So first of all, I just want to see how good the performance is with this loco before we do run it in. So let's test that now. So the performance isn't like absolutely awesome, but it is actually pretty okay, especially just for out of the box. There you go, that's as slow as it can go at the moment. That's not too bad though. I'm not going to obviously, say my score until it's fully ran in, so that's what we're going to do now. So off you go, T-Class, 30 minutes running, starting now. Okay, so far I've got to admit the detail of it has been pretty good. The only complaint, like I said, I have though, of course, is just a damaged handrail on the front of the T-Class. That though isn't a big deal. For all I know, it might have just been broken when it was taken by me, but I can promise you I was very gentle when I did have this taken home. All in all, I will see you guys after when the running in has commenced, and then we'll see if it's a good crawl or not, and then we'll have a little fun with it pulling the train. So, see you soon. Okay, so running in has concluded. Okay, so first thing I'm going to say is that it did run very well. Didn't have any problems. It didn't stall at all. She was perfectly fine. Now, the next thing I want to see is if the slow performance is any better. Doesn't really seem like it, but it could be my control, but that's alright. My controller is pretty useless really. It's not the best controller I can really use for locos like this, but that's fine. So anyhow, I'm gonna set up a little main line that will go all the way around my house, and we will run this T-Class with just a few wagons, and then we'll call it the video. So let me set that up. So some final thoughts on the T-Class then. I do believe it's quite a nice model. I believe it's got quite a lot of good detail on it. Also, the paintwork on it looks very good and stunning, especially the VR logos. I do really like them. And it's also a nice touch, the fact how you do get a chip inside it, which like inside the packaging, a DCC sound chip. That's a nice touch for Powerline to do that. I believe it is a pretty good T-Class. If you want to, you can buy it, but just expect that it is a lot of money, and it's only probably mainly a lot of money because of course you actually get a DCC chip in it, which obviously if you are DCC, then this T-Class is already perfect for you. So yeah, it's a nice touch. So anyway, those are my final thoughts on the T-Class. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time.